everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on finishing my apron. As I mentioned in part 1, I'll be working on the skirt and waistband this time. Because of a lack of fabric, I'm going for a short, cute skirt. Think French maid Halloween costume with a ruffle around the edge. I pieced together the ruffle from my leftovers and I'm running a gathering stitch along one side now. Here I am hemming the ruffle. I did a zigzag stitch and then I'm just folding it over once and securing it with a straight stitch. As this entire project is meant as a test of the pattern, I definitely skimped on some of the finishes. Why do you always run out of bobbin thread in the middle of a seam? I cut the skirt piece off camera and actually ended up assembling it with the waistband I prepared, but it turned out my bodice pattern was a bit long and the apron ended up just below my waist, so here I am seam ripping that completely before reassembling again, raising the waist about 4 centimeters. A bit of context for the closure. I'd seen this picture on Pinterest and thought I would recreate the closure, adding small loops to the ends of the waistband and feeding the straps through. If I can find it. So I made these small, it's not a tube, I just folded it 4 times and then stitch it closed, and I'm gonna sandwich that in between the end of my waistband. Making up the construction as I go along, but I think adding the loop to the end here is going to be good. So I'm going to repeat this on the other side. Finding the middle of my waistband so I can pin it evenly to my skirt piece. I have a box pleat in the middle here to try and hide the fact that I had to piece this skirt piece together. I didn't have a whole lot of fabric left. And then I had, I think, 3-4 knife pleats on each side. Also, now that I unpicked this, I didn't like the direction of the pleats. I wanted them to match the box pleat in the front, which I would normally have done the other way around, but because I wanted it to hide that seam, so now I'm essentially having 2 box pleats next to each other, so I can get the pleats to face away from the middle. So I like how that looks better. I just realized that doing it this way will mean that this edge is left raw, but I really want to just do it in one seam. This is technically just a trial run, so I might do this, and then if I feel like it needs some extra protection, I can go in and add a strip of bias tape on top by hand later. I should probably add the ruffle to this before I add the waistband, so I can get the ruffle enclosed with this as well. Be right back. Of a time optimist. I always tend to think that, oh, that won't take that long, I'll be done in a minute. I only need, just add the ruffle and you'll be done. Always seems to be so much work than I'd anticipated. I just underestimate. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch the ruffle down, and then honestly, I'm really hungry. I think it's time for lunch. Right, let's try this. Just try some variety. Stitch from the side. Okay, press our foot. I didn't get any footage of sewing the waistband on and completing the apron, but here I am ironing the final product, so it must have happened. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've been using it for some weeks now, and it's definitely a tiny bit fiddly to put on. The easiest is just to throw the straps over my shoulders and then feed them through the loops behind my back. I did try not crisscrossing the straps, so it could just be shrugged on, but then the waist tends to ride up. neckline in front is also perhaps a tad high, but for an apron the full coverage is pretty practical. The skirt is not how I would have perhaps liked the best, but the end product is awfully cutesy, and it does put me in a great mood when I wear it. That's all for this time. Stay tuned for more sewing adventures to come. Hi hi!